My wonderful, beautiful, amazing Scorpios. We're practically about, I think, about a week away from your beautiful birthday season. So anyway, whenever this video may take place, I just already want to kind of acknowledge a beautiful pre-happy birthday and always think about, your dreams, wishes, and desires, before you even get a chance to blow out your birthday candles in other ways. But anyway, for today, I'm Gabriella from Gabriella's Vampire Tarot. I'm going to be doing your general love reading, your 5-card spread. But before I do that, I want to offer these 24 red roses as a token of my love and appreciation for your love, support, and devotion towards my channel. And thank you so much for joining me today as well. So this 5-card love reading includes how the first card represents you, the second the other person, the third the relationship, fourth the past, and fifth the future. Then I'm going to draw a Vampire Oracle for you, and then a Favole, and one card from the French Tarot deck of Le Tarot Interdit Vampiria. But let's get started with card number 1, which is for you, and you get the 8 of Cups. Water placements, okay. So, the 8 of Cups. What do we know about the 8 of Cups? Like in the Rider-Waite deck, you see this person walking away from these 8 of Cups, just heading off towards a different direction. The first, words that come to mind are either divorce or breakup. But it could also be you walking away from something negative in the sense where you pretty much are heading towards something more positive. But this could also be you taking a break from relationships for that matter, thinking, okay, I'm just going to head off and do whatever I want. Maybe this is you taking a solo vacation, or maybe this is where you'll eventually find unexpected love in other ways as well. But the 8 of Cups is definitely movement in other ways. So there's definitely, you're not just kind of standing there like with the 8 of Swords, just kind of feeling stuck and directionless. No, you actually have your freedom to be able to head off and choose wherever and however you want to, head off towards in other ways as well. So, but yeah, if you're in a long-term committed relationship, it's like, well, you could definitely, be going out on new voyages, quests, and goals with your current spouse, companion, and other ways as well. But let's see who the other person is or could be. Queen of Swords, Aquarius, Libra, Gemini energy. Aha. Well, the thing is, what I kind of see here is, it's like, well, maybe you've been through like a breakup or divorce in other ways, and this person is pretty much going to approach you eventually, but this person is eventually, is actually planning something, thinking, okay, we know exactly which direction we're heading down towards. And if you even look at this raven, ravens are very highly intelligent individuals because, they pretty much have like this real good, face recognition, or, they pretty much, know people who are very loving, kind towards them and stuff like that. But here it just shows that this person is probably going to be approaching you eventually. Again, I can't say when or how. But it could also be, well, you walking away from something that's not working for you and stuff like that, breakup or divorce. And now, well, the other side of you is that you're also planning maybe an alternative route, maybe finding new love, focusing on your quests, your voyages, your endeavors for that matter, in other ways. So, because relationship of what could be 9 of Grails. Okay, fulfillment. You know what I see you doing is you're actually seeking fulfillment. So let's look at the single ones, but you could always still be in a relationship still wanting to see fulfillment. Because, here you're pretty much changing course. You're actually heading off towards, towards fulfillment in other ways. You're planning. You pretty much have this excellent, strategic idea of how you're going to go about it so you can achieve the relationship of being in a happy, fulfilled relationship. And of course, fulfillment varies for each person, but it just looks like that this is what you want. This is what you desire, crave. You're hungry and thirsty for it. So, but it could also be that maybe, it's like, you pretty much, will want to have some kind of fulfillment and happiness. And this person, could provide that outcome for you as well. This person is also trying to find a way to approach you, so you could end up in a very harmonious connection. Because in the past, Lord of Scepters, Leo energy, you could have Leo placements, but this is kind of like your fellow fixed sign. But anyway, so what this card is all about is that you had so much confidence within you. And the thing is, this confidence is key for any kind of like beautiful outcome, or any kind of outcome for that matter. But as long as you've already taken that, that plan, that active, that's, any kind of like voyage for that matter, you pretty much headed out towards the world. You pretty much did whatever it took and stuff like that. So that's why it gave you this sense of confidence to to proceed with this plan and voyage of yours in other ways. But you could have also been with a Leo, and maybe that's where you walked away from, and maybe you're actually heading off towards, an air sign or maybe a water sign in other ways as well. Or maybe your current spouse or lover is a Leo in other ways as well. But anyway, yeah, because in the future, though, you do get the Two of Wands, fire energy, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. So what I actually see is that, you're pretty much going out on this voyage, wherever it's going to be taking you and wherever it's going to be guiding you towards, because this is what you want. You want to actually walk away from something. You want to head towards some kind of fulfillment in other ways. But there's definitely this voyage and quest for you on the rise, because there's an excellent plan that's pretty much manifesting, and you have a lot of strength and confidence to proceed with this voyage. So that's kind of what I see, is as long as there's movement, you don't want to be stuck in a metaphorical traffic jam. You don't want to be stuck with the Eight of Swords feeling stuck and directionless, or even the Chariot reversed of also feeling directionless. But here it's pretty much like you just have this determination in other ways to head out into this world. So, because Oracle wants to say courtesy, thoughtful, polite, and good manners. And that's kind of what I see you doing here, is you're being very thoughtful about this plan. And of course, having good manners is good. But it's like pretty much just thinking, being very, courteous towards your plan. Because, you could be very loving and polite in this fulfilling relationship as well. But wherever and however it may be, I do see that there's movement, a new journey on its way, and it's pretty much going to be guiding you towards wherever outcome. And the thing is, but just mind you, and this is what I've mentioned to all the other zodiac signs, is there's not always going to be a guarantee for anything. Yes, this is what you hope and, to achieve is some kind of fulfilling, desire, stuff like that. But here you are still planning something, and here, somebody could also have his or her eyes focused on you as well. And maybe this person is going to be approaching you with, polite, good manners and stuff like that. But mind you, I mean, we haven't come across any kind of negative cards per se. Is, just because somebody comes across as being very courteous and polite and has good manners doesn't mean, that's who they truly are on the inside. So I would definitely just, more or less just go out on, as many courtship dates as possible and stuff like that. Because, it's like, I think that long-term, building of something, just like with, building a house or something, it's like, if you have immediate gratification and stuff like that, well, usually, that just doesn't work out in the long term, for that matter as well. But that's why I would definitely look into any kind of person and then just even plan how you're going to go about it as well. Because Favole wants to continue with the Tower. Ooh, okay, big changes are on the rise. Okay, Aries energy. You might end up with an Aries. But yeah, these big changes, it doesn't have to immediately symbolize anything negative for that matter. Because the Tower is considered a silver linings kind of card, because maybe something has to break down for new beginnings. Maybe you have to shed what's not benefiting you so you can welcome new. But then again, this isn't like the Death card, but you could still have to be letting go of anything that's just not benefiting you, because it's just actually going to be holding you back and stuff like that. But yeah, there's definitely this big change, and especially with the Journeys card of Two of Wands on its way. I mean, maybe you're heading off towards marriage, maybe some kind of engagement. Maybe you're actually heading off toward, to meet, the Nine of Cups person, and then that's going to result in this big change of whatever it may be. Because the French Tarot deck wants to finish with Commandant d'Argent, and this is like the Queen of Pentacles. So you might eventually be in a real fulfilled, hardworking position. You could end up with a Taurus, Capricorn, Virgo. Maybe you personally have Taurus, Capricorn, Virgo placements, but there's definitely also a sense of hardworking, stability, groundedness, and also a realistic and rational future for you. So wherever it's going to be guiding you towards, this big change is definitely going to be opening up this realistic goal and idea for you, and maybe this is you finally coming to terms with something because of how thoughtful you were. But either way, that's kind of what the cards have, is that there's definitely a Queen of Pentacles on the rise. You could also end up in a very luxurious position. Maybe that's what the big change is all about in other ways as well. But anyway, That's what I have for my beautiful Scorpios for today's love reading. Well, sad but true, I'm going to have to leave it at this for now. But if this reading resonated for Scorpio placements out in this world, please feel free to join and subscribe if you're ever interested in more vampire knowledge. Because next week I'm going back to Dracula because we're heading off towards that spooky season of All Hallows Eve. So please feel free to even stay tuned for the upcoming performance on October 31st. But other than that, thank you again. I love you guys incredibly. Best of luck on where this journey may take you. I just see that you're putting in a lot of thought into this relationship, or at least this voyage of the Two of Wands. But other than that, thank you again. I love you guys incredibly, and best of luck.